Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I am your host, Namath Pitts. We have a great Wednesday afternoon of content. We have some developing stories from yesterday afternoon that are going to lead into tomorrow. But as always, I want to start the show by inviting you to like our East Alabama Now page. The Locker Room is every Monday through Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. on East Alabama Now. Not only are we on East Alabama Now every afternoon, but we are also on EAN News every afternoon at 6:30 p.m. Don't forget, you've got local news with Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards. John Holder has your local weather, and I bring you your local sports. So make sure to follow the East Alabama Now page and the EAN News page. If you've got highlights or any questions or any stats, comments, scores from around the Calhoun-Cleveland County area, don't forget you can email us at eansports23@gmail.com, eansports23@gmail.com, or you can message our East Alabama Now Facebook page, and we will get back with you as soon as possible. But the leading developing story today is one involving a Calhoun County football team. It is the White Plains Wildcats. The White Plains Wildcats are now eligible for the state playoffs after a decision that was made earlier this season has been reversed. Let's go out to White Plains. There's Coach Blake Jennings, who will be on the Locker Room tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be joined by Coach Blake Jennings, where he talks about the latest developing news. White Plains' appeal is approved, and the Wildcats are now eligible for the state playoffs. Again, White Plains is eligible for the 2023 Alabama High School Football Playoffs after all, and the Wildcats have their best chance in years to earn their first playoff berth since 1994 when they face Mumford this Friday night. The Alabama High School Athletic Association Central Board yesterday approved a District 6 decision to grant White Plains appeal for playoff eligibility. The Central Board action occurred yesterday in Montgomery at a 10 a.m. meeting. White Plains can go a very long way in clinching their first playoff berth since 1994 by beating Mumford in what is a must-win game. A loss to Mumford would create a tiebreaker, and White Plains does not look like it's in the best position to win the tiebreaker. So a win against Mumford would solidify any questions and clinch Mumford a spot in the state playoffs. And of course, that is dependent on Anniston beating Cleveland County, which is expected. If the Wildcats win and Anniston beats Cleveland County, then White Plains would make the playoffs for the first time since 1994. Now, this would only be the second time in the program's 52-year history that they have made the playoffs. The AHSAA announced White Plains would be ineligible for the playoffs weeks ago when the Calhoun County Superintendent ordered the White Plains Wildcats not to play their September 22nd game against the Anniston Bulldogs. The Superintendent of Calhoun County, Reyes' decision came after the week of a shooting that involved Anniston students earlier that week. The shooting prompted Anniston to cancel their homecoming parade and their pep rally that was scheduled the day before the game. Reyes' decision followed those cancellations, and he decided to cancel White Plains' game. Again, this was not a White Plains decision. This was a Calhoun County Superintendent decision. And although he had the best in mind in terms of safety for the White Plains Wildcats, it was not a White Plains decision. And Coach Jennings' team is eligible for the playoffs, which is much deserved. Now, White Plains is one of 7 schools that follows under the Calhoun County Board of Education umbrella. Anniston High School follows under its own city supervision. Reyes' decision again when he forfeited that Class 4A Region 4 game meant that by AHSAA rules that forfeiting a region game makes a team ineligible for the playoffs. And none of the forfeiting team's games from that point to this point had counted as region games. White Plains has played the past couple weeks under non-region rules. But the principal of White Plains, Principal Ward, appealed this decision to the Central Board District 6, which representatives are Mike Welch, Larry Davidson, Quentin Lee, and Chad Young. He appealed this decision at Oxford High School this week following the initial decision to forfeit the game. Tony Downey, who's a board of the Calhoun County Board of Education, also attended this meeting. Decision 6 essentially granted the appeal, and the Central Board approved the district-level decision Tuesday, and then White Plains Principal Ward, along with Downey, represented White Plains and Montgomery. The basis of the appeal for Reyes' reason was ordering White Plains to forfeit the Anniston game. The rule penalizing region forfeits is designed to prevent attempts to gain competitive advantages. So Reyes obviously saying White Plains was not looking to gain competitive advantages when he made this decision. Rather, he made them forfeit out of concern of safety. Long story short, the Central Board approved White Plains' appeal. The Wildcats' victories over Talladega and Cleburne County are now region victories, which moved them to 2-2 in the region. And White Plains now holds the head-to-head on Cleburne County. We've got the 4A Region 4 standings for you right now as we update where things stand as we move on into this week's games. Hanley still sits at the top of this region. They are undefeated in 4A Region 4 play at 4-0. They are 7-1 overall. The Jacksonville Golden Eagles, are 7-1 overall and 4-1 in the region, with their only region loss coming to Hanley. The Anniston Bulldogs are now 4-3 overall. They are 2-2 in region play. They hold, Anniston has their only loss to the two leading contenders, Hanley and Jacksonville. White Plains is 2-5 overall, but they're 2-2 in region play. Cleburne County is 3-4 overall, but they are 2-2 in region play. Montford is 1-6 and 1-3 in region play, with their only win being Talladega. And Talladega is winless on the season and winless in 4A Region 4. But White Plains, Anniston, and Cleburne County are now in a three-way tie for third place. But Anniston, of course, has only 2 losses to the top 2 teams. Cleburne County has a loss to White Plains. So obviously White Plains has that head-to-head on Cleburne County in need of a tiebreaker. Again, Cleburne County has lost to White Plains. So a victory over Montford for White Plains, who's 1-3 on the region, on Friday would put White Plains' region record at 3-2, and the Wildcats would hold a head-to-head tiebreaker on the Lions. Montford closes out region play October 27th against 6th-ranked Hanley, which is the top team in 4A Region 4, and White Plains closes out region play against 7th-ranked Jacksonville, which is the second team in the region. Cleburne County, who has lost 3 consecutive games and 4 out of its past 5, plays at Hanley on Friday and closes out region play against Anniston. The Tigers already beat Montford 37-21 on September 22nd. So Cleburne County has their 2 remaining region games, the 2 top teams in the region, or the second, third team in the region. And so some would assume that those will be losses. So again, White Plains with a win over Montford, and of course needing Anniston to beat Cleburne County, would clinch them a spot in the state playoffs for the first time since 1994. Much deserved for the White Plains Wildcats. They are now eligible for the state playoffs with a win Friday night. And again, tomorrow, inside the locker room, Coach Blake Jennings is going to join us to talk more about this appeal decision being changed. And he's going to talk about the big game against Montford, talk about the team's, identity this week, how they feel after seeing this decision be reversed, and a whole lot more. We're going to talk with Coach Blake Jennings of White Plains tomorrow on the locker room, inside the locker room. But hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, there's more developing stories that happened locally. Local football player has decommitted from an SEC program. We're going to talk more of that when we come back. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Ted's Floors & Beyond brings you the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors & Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston. You can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welburn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it there. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors & Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431 right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors & Beyond brings you the locker room. Welcome back into the locker room. I'm your host, Namath Pitts. We shared before the break developing stories of White Plains' appeal being reversed. We've got more developing stories from yesterday, and it's a local standout defensive back, Jaden J. Money Lewis. We just talked about Jaden Lewis getting picked for the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. Yesterday, four-star cornerback Jaden Lewis decommitted from Auburn. Auburn and defensive back Jaden Lewis are headed in different directions. The four-star from Anniston announced his decommitment yesterday. Visiting Auburn at the end of January for the big junior day, Lewis was the first 2024 commitment that the new Hugh Freeze staff had landed when he had chose the Tigers just a few days later on February 1st. Since his commitment, Jaden Lewis took an official visit to Auburn and did not visit any other schools. But then recently, he made a trip to Tennessee. Jaden Lewis is listed at 5'11" and 175 pounds. The 24/7 Sports Composite ranks, which is one of the top sports composite ranks in all of America, ranks him as the number 360 player in his class, the number 29 cornerback, and the number 19 player from Alabama. 24/7 Sports ranks Lewis as the number 23 cornerback and the number 16 player from Alabama. Pardon me, they had updated it just this week. He was number 29 cornerback, number 19 from Alabama. He is now the number 23 cornerback and number 16 player from Alabama. Lewis will keep searching to figure out what school he wants to play for in the SEC. Auburn has now lost two defensive backs this week. Lewis currently holds offers from among several schools. There's already been a few in contact since yesterday. Tennessee, Louisville, obviously two really good programs, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma. He visited the Volunteers last weekend and currently has visits set up with each of the other schools except for the Oklahoma Sooners, who just reached out. But when you've got the number 5 team in the country, number 17 team in the country, a team that was just ranked number, I believe it was like 25 in the country, he is in very good shoes, very good hands. You got Ole Miss, which is top 25. So Jaden J. Money Lewis has quite the options as he decides where he wants to play football. If I'm Nick Saban, get on the phone and offer this guy. I would love to see him play with Antonio Kite and Raquez McElderry down in Tuscaloosa. But Jaden J. Money Lewis decommitted from Auburn yesterday. Really good athlete. I know a lot of Auburn fans were excited about him because of the character he holds himself to. But unless there's a big change in the way he feels right now, he won't be playing in Jordan-Hare next season. Last night, flag football continued for our local Oxford Yellow Jackets. They went on the road down to Homewood, and they played last night against Homewood. And it was a very, even night for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. They went 500. Here's a big interception right here that goes all the way to the end zone. It was a pick six to the house. Coach Wes Brooks does a great job leading the Oxford Yellow Jackets. We want to thank our lovely fan follower who sends us these updates each week, Sherry Yvette. If I pronounced your name wrong, I'm sorry, Sherry. But she sent us highlights and whatnot. Coach Wes Brooks has been sending us stuff as well. And so the Oxford Yellow Jackets flag football team went on the road last night. They went 1-1. They beat Leeds 19-6. And then they had a very close game with Homewood that they ended up losing 12-6. But last night, Oxford went on the road again down to Homewood and ended up getting a win over the Leeds Green Wave 19-6. And they lost to Homewood 12-6. And Oxford's going to continue their season. This Thursday night is going to be our area championship game for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. They're going to be at home. I know Albertville's coming to the Field of the Lamar Field, not the Field of Champions. I always think they're Field of Champions because they're always really good, but it's Lamar Field. Lamar Field, Thursday night. They're going to play at 5:30 and 7:30, and Oxford's going to look to continue to have another successful flag football season as they gear up for the state playoffs. Once again, last year we all know they made the state championship game where they fell to Auburn, down in Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Coach Westbrook's team is getting ready for the playoffs. Big area championship game this week. It'll be tomorrow again at Lamar Field. Albertville's coming to town along with, I believe it's Gadsden City. So two teams coming in Lamar Field. And we will have some highlights of that on Friday's show. So don't miss it. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk more cheerleading youth-wise. We're going to talk Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics Cheer Competition, which is coming up this Saturday at Auburn High School. When we come back, we'll have the full schedule. You're watching The Locker Room. I'm your host, Namath Pitts, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Wait, this isn't a game. It's your basement. It's filling with water. And even worse, it's 2 a.m. Who are you going to call? Time's up. We'll come out 24/7, 365, any day, any time to put out any fires. Well, not actual fire. There's a better number for that. But when it comes to plumbing, call One Tom Plumbing.
Welcome back into The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm your host, Namath Pitts. Don't forget, in just a little over an hour, I'll have your local sports on EAN News. We're going to talk Class 2A Area 10 volleyball tournament that was yesterday. We're going to hear from Dana Bryant of Pleasant Valley, Anna Taylor from Donahoe as they prepare for regionals. John Holder's got your local weather. We're going to talk weather on your street. Where will that be? And then Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards with your local news. They've got a story from Choccolocco Park and a whole lot more. And also, really, I want to give recognitions to the one that make this happen every single day. It's Nathan and Ashley Gober. You wouldn't believe that this whole production is between them two and myself. Only 3 people that put this together daily. But this is your local sports show, The Locker Room, and we have all your local news, weather, and sports on EAN News. Don't forget to check it out, 6:30 p.m. on EAN News. Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics has their cheer competition this weekend, and we are proud supporters of Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics. We bring them their local coverage, and we've got the schedule for this weekend's cheer competition that's going to be at Auburn High School. Doors will open at 8 a.m. This is for the teams only. Fans will be able to come in at 8:15 a.m. Let's start with the big school squad, which is what's going to start. The Oxford sophomores will warm up at 8:20 a.m. They will do their routine at 8:35 a.m. The Jacksonville sophomores will warm up at 8:30 a.m. and their routine will be at 8:45 a.m. The Oxford juniors will warm up at 8:40 a.m. and their routine will be at 8:55 a.m. The Jacksonville juniors will warm up at 8:50 and they will have their routine at 9:05 a.m. As you can tell, each thing is set up in 10-minute increments. All right, the little schools will come on at 9 o'clock where the Sac sophomores will warm up. They'll take the stage at 9:15 a.m. The Weaver sophomores will follow. They'll warm up at 9:10. Their routine will be at 9:25 a.m. The AHSAA sophomores will warm up at 9:20 a.m. They will take the stage at 9:35 a.m. White Plains sophomores will be after that at 9:30 a.m. They'll warm up and then take the stage at 9:45 a.m. Then the Pleasant Valley sophomores will take the floor at 9:40 to warm up, and then their routine will be at 9:55 a.m. The Weaver juniors then right after that at 9:50 they'll warm up, and then at 10:05 they'll do their routine. Then you'll have the AHSAA juniors. Right after this, you see they'll warm up at 10 a.m. sharp, and then their routine will be at 10:15 a.m. Then Walter Wellborn, the juniors will come on after at 10:10 a.m. They'll warm up, and their routine will be at 10:25. Then the Pleasant Valley juniors will warm up at 10:20, and they'll have their routine at 10:35. There'll be a judges break from 10:45 a.m. to 11:15 a.m., so the judges will have a 30-minute break. We pick back up at 11:25. Sac seniors' routine will be at 11:25. They'll warm up beforehand at 11:10. The Weaver seniors, they'll warm up at 11:20, and then their routine will be at 11:35 a.m. The Wellborn seniors will warm up at 11:30 a.m., and then they will have their routine at 11:45 a.m. Then the AHSAA seniors will warm up at 11:40 a.m. Their routine will be at 11:55 a.m. Then at 11:50 a.m., the Jacksonville seniors will warm up, and at 12:05 p.m., they will have their performance. And then the Pleasant Valley seniors will warm up at 12 p.m., and then their routine will be at 12:15 p.m. And then we've got some dance teams that will also be a part of this competition this weekend. The Jacksonville juniors and seniors dance. They're going to warm up at 12:10 and 12:20, and then their routines will be at 12:25 p.m. and 12:35 p.m., and then the awards will be at 12:50 p.m. So that is the cheer competition for Northeast Alabama Youth Athletics this weekend at Wellborn High School. And next Monday, inside the locker room, we're going to have all the highlights of everyone. That's right. This show might be a little longer Monday, and it might be a lot of highlights. You're going to get your money's worth when it comes to highlights on Monday. I mean, my plan, guys, is to show everyone. You just saw how many teams are competing Saturday. My producers in the back just said, oh, not Monday. They're already like, this is going to be a long Monday. We're coming in strong Monday with highlights of every single team that takes the floor. I'm just going to be rambling my mouth all day Monday. You may not even see me. You just may see highlights the whole time. And then we're going to have the awards, but it's going to be worth it because it is all about these kids. It's all about the coaches that put in this work every single week. That's what the locker room's all about. It's giving the kids and coaches the recognition and coverage they deserve. Not just high school, but youth too. We'll have all of that Monday at 5 p.m. inside the locker room. That's going to do it for today. We've got a great show back in here tomorrow. Coach Blake Jennings of the White Plains Wildcats is going to join us. Don't forget, EAN News, 6:30 p.m., just a little bit. Catch me inside the newsroom right there with the local sports. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.